Now, what is fabric, right? We have seen everything now. There is nothing related to fabric here. I haven't mentioned a single word related to fabric. But if I go to fabric, I mean, this is fabric. Data factory is your ADF. Fabric has a component called as data warehouse, which is your ADLS. It has a component called as Power BI, which is your Power BI service. Right? Power BI service. Along with that, it has a service called as One Lake, which is also related to data warehouse. It has a service called as Copilot. What is Copilot? It is a artificial intelligence, AI. Nowadays, everything is, I mean, every service, if you attend any course also, people from Java, people from .NET background are also trying to say we need to learn Gen AI, generative AI. The Copilot is nothing but your Gen AI. It's a new introduction to the fabric. Now, what all you would be learning in fabric, this real-time intelligence is nothing but your alerts. In Power BI, we have an alert, right? Set alert, get alert. These are all related to real-time intelligence. So somewhere it is related to Power BI only. What we are going to learn in Azure, every component is present in fabric. And the funny thing is, fabric itself is a part of Azure. The fabric service itself is a part of Azure, right? You might also have a question. Is it true? Is it really true whether fabric is a part of Azure? Let me show you. Fabric, you will get first 60 days free. Post that, you need to pay. You will get 60 days of trial. Post that, you need to pay. Now, how do you manage? How do you pay it? Because it's a cloud-based service. Fabric is part of this. This is the Azure portal, you can see. And in the Azure portal only, you have this Microsoft Fabric. If you want to use this fabric after 60 days of trial, you have to use it from here. And I'll let you know what is the difference between learning individual services in cloud rather than, I mean, going through every service which is part of fabric. What is fabric in simple terms? For a data analyst or a data engineer, what we are going to learn, all these services are clubbed together in one single umbrella that is called as fabric. But that umbrella itself is a part of cloud. So what you learn in fabric, that can be learned individually as a separate service in a cloud. Now, if I go here, I'm trying to create a new fabric capacity. What is capacity? After 60 days of trial, with what capacity you want to activate your fabric, you have to decide, right? After trial, it's always a paid version. Now, if I scroll down, you have a capacity size here. There is a capacity units. This is called as queues. If I click on this, you will get an option called as queue. What is this queue? Queue is nothing but a technical term used for cloud components, stock keeping units. Don't go with that word. Understand the meaning. Stock keeping units. That means if you're managing a warehouse, the capacity of a warehouse, it can manage 500 tons of data. Right? If you're owning a warehouse, it can manage 500 tons of data. Similarly, Fabric is a combination of multiple services, right? So you need to decide which stock keeping unit is the best fit for you, depending on the data which you have. Now, this is not decided by us as a developer. You can suggest that, okay, if I've selected F4, which is, I mean, low capacity, I want to increase it to F8 or I want to increase it to F16, you can suggest, but it is all decided by architect or admin people. But you need to know a knowledge about it, right? So you can take a look how costly the fabric is. If you go with F2, you have to pay $292. Now, for the very first time, in July, I mean, in June 2025, we have got a new update that even if you are part of any country, all the charges will be in US dollars. It will be converted to your local currency also. Earlier, if you would have attended any prior sessions or if you go through some YouTube recordings also for the KSR, you would always see all these numbers were in Indian rupees. Everything has changed to US dollars. I mean, if you were part of some Europe also, everything was mentioned in euros. Now, even if you're accessing from Europe, it will be automatically in US dollars only. Now you can see how costly these services are. For any company to run a project, a full end-to-end project with the use of ADF and some other dependent services, if they want to use and if they want to go with Fabric as a complete umbrella, they need minimum F64 license, minimum. And what is the costing of this F64? One who are from US, they already know this is 9,344. But if we are comparing it with Indian rupees, I'll multiply it by 80. It is more than 80, but I'll assume it as 80. For 1 month, you have to pay 7,47,520 rupees for a normal project. If you use it, if you do not use it, also you need to pay this much amount for a Fabric. Now, what does this Fabric contain? Fabric has data factory, Fabric has data warehouse, Fabric has Power BI. So if I take Power BI license, Power BI is $20 per user per month for a premium. I'm talking about premium. So if there are 10 users, it will be $200. $200 is a very small amount. But along with that, if I want to use any other services, I can go and use that individual services rather than Fabric, right? I can go ahead and create a data factory, this data factory. So if I want to create a new data factory, let's try to see the same. I mean, I already have a data factory which is created. Try to see this data factory. Now, for this data factory, if I go to, let me go to the subscription here, you will get a better clarity. What is the amount which I've spent for the data factory which I've created? Right, if I scroll down, see, these are the services, these are the costing. So that data factory is called as, what is the data factory called as? Right, let me check the name first, right? The data factory is called as, I have created the data factory. Now we will see how to create